What fashion brands do you most associate with football? Probably Stone Island, CP Company, maybe Burberry. And Burberry's recent ads have been so football heavy, but I actually think they're doing some incredible marketing in this space right now. And it's kind of going under the radar. I haven't seen many people talking about it. For the last few years, we've seen loads of luxury brands trying to make football look aspirational and polished and insert themselves into this space. Now, Burberry has actually kind of gone in the opposite direction with their new campaign, which is called A Good Sport. And yes, there are footballers in this campaign. You've got Declan Rice, Leah Williamson, Eza, but the campaign isn't really about them because it's more about the fans and what it means to be in the football world. Their recent TikToks have featured some pretty obvious touch points in football. For example, you've got someone doing keepy uppies with that styrofoam box that you get your halftime scran in. The interviews that they've done with their ambassadors are stylized like post-match interviews.
You're and you know you are.
And I think these are like much cleverer ways of using football and the sort of language that football fans use. Burberry isn't trying to sell you a shirt by saying this is what Declan Rice wears. They're just trying to make you feel like Burberry is part of football culture. Like, a lot of the TikToks don't even feature the clothes. Like this one, for example, is just the groundsman mowing the classic Burberry check into the pitch. Some of them do feature the pieces, like this one of a goalkeeper catching a Burberry bag. But the point is that they're not always the main focus of the video. And that's because they're not trying to sell you clothes, they're trying to sell you familiarity and a cultural association with football. Daniel Lee, the CCO, has said that Burberry is a real constant for football fans over the years, and that there is a certain attitude to being a good sport, which is both very British and very Burberry. Burberry certainly has a history with football, and anyone who knows terrace culture will know that. It's gone through periods where it's been synonymous with football culture, and then periods where it's very much tried to distance itself from it because of these sort of like working class aesthetics that luxury brands don't always want to be associated with until it's cool again. What's interesting about this campaign is they're not pretending that this never happened. Instead, they're sort of reframing it. Rather than trying to put football in a luxury setting, they're putting a luxury brand into a football setting. And that's really interesting because it's so different from what we've seen lately. Like, a lot of brands are borrowing from football aesthetics, and they're not just using footballers. They are trying to use the fans and tap into that sort of visual language of football. They want to talk about like the rituals and the humor around it as if they're involved, but sometimes it just feels so stiff. And I think we've seen a lot of that kind of around the World Cup. Now, Vogue called this one of the best marketing campaigns at the World Cup, but I don't necessarily think it's a World Cup campaign. This is actually for their Autumn 26 line. As we get into August and the Premier League starts again and autumn rolls around, Burberry will already be firmly in the conversation because they've been putting in all this groundwork throughout the summer, throughout the tournament. I don't know, I've been quite enjoying their TikToks, but what do you think?